Good morning, everyone. North Star Knife Reviews. Today, coming at you to talk about this knife in particular, and I got this for Christmas. Now, I already had these two, and I've shown these before. This is a different model in the same series, and this is from Ruike knives, and I'm a big fan of Ruike. I really like some of the stuff they put out. Now, the ones that I've shown you before, this is the S11, just got a single blade on it. This is the S31, has the blade and the little combo tool. And then this is the S31. It has the blade, the combo tool, and a pair of scissors. And we'll look at that in a second. And the reason I wanted this is because this is probably the closest in function to the Victorinox Swiss Army Knife Classic. Now, this one that I'm just using for comparison, this happens to be from the Patterns of the World series. I forget if this was, I think this was 2021. I don't remember for sure. But, you know, this has got the little cat from, I believe it's Japan. If I'm wrong, please forgive me. No disrespect intended. But as you know, okay, Swiss Army knife, the classic, you've got the little blade. You have the little screwdriver and nail file. And then, of course, you have the pair of scissors, okay? This Ruike S31 is very similar, but more robust, okay? And I've talked about this before when I talked about these, but these really weren't a direct competitor to this because they didn't have the scissors, and I know that the scissors is something that a lot of people like, you know, and it does come in very handy for a lot of little tasks. But this 31, you can see, it's got the blade just like the 11 and the 12, and this blade is made of 12C27. And if we compare it, obviously, to the classic, I mean, you can see the difference in these blades, how robust they are. It is much bigger, much taller, much thicker. You know, this is a fine little blade just for doing little things. This is a blade that you can actually, in my opinion at least, do a little bit of work with. You know, this one really is for, you know, cutting little things, maybe opening a package, cutting some string, something like that. This is something you could actually, you know, maybe cut a piece of cardboard with or something if you had to. This, it just, you know, it's nice, but it's a little bit flimsy for my taste. So that's one of the big reasons that I like these Ruikes. Now, as I said, 12C27, this, steel on this is, I believe it might be a proprietary blend. I believe it might be from Bowler. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's sort of similar to the 4116 steel. You know, it's going to be a pretty basic steel. Now, 12C27 is a relatively basic steel too, but 12C27, if memory serves, was the first steel developed, or stainless steel developed specifically for cutlery and cutting items. In fact, it was developed for straight razors and then quickly became used with knives as well. I really like 12C27. I think it's a good basic steel. Now, this also has the combo tool, the little screwdriver, you've got the little seatbelt cutter, and then the bottle opener. So you're not getting the nail file, but instead of the nail, you are still getting the little screwdriver tip. But instead of the nail file, you're getting what I think actually are more useful for my purposes, the little seatbelt cutter, or that you could use just to open little things, and the bottle opener, which is something that, you know, people tend to use a fair amount. Okay, and then the scissors. And again, let's see. Sorry, gotta get, there's a little nail nick. Again, you know, compare the scissors, right? Substantially more robust and different kind of spring, okay? You can see this spring, again, is going to be more robust, I think at least, than this spring. And the blades are more robust as well. So you're getting something that is just going to be a little bit more heavy duty. Size-wise, it is going to take up a little more real estate, a little bit more this way, a lot more this way, okay? This is much, much thicker. And again, part of that is because of the robust nature of it. Now, one other thing, and this I actually like about this, okay? The Swiss Army Classic, you've got blades that come up from both sides. And here, it's not a huge problem, but this kind of dangles and hits the blade. Here, all of the blades come up. They all have their own dedicated spring, and it's not a lobster style, where the spring's inside. You've got the back springs, and these are pretty hefty back springs. But they all come out of the same end. Oops, where am I? There you go. Sorry, I had to figure out which side the notch was on. So these all come out of the same end, and they're all in their own spring. So again, that's going to be something that's more likely to last, not as likely to break. Now, the one thing you won't get is the fancy covers, okay? These come in black and OD green. That's your choice. Obviously, with the classics, you can collect all sorts of things. I mean, I think this is a really cool design, and I love this thing. But for my money, and this, I don't know exactly. I looked online. These run, depending on where you get them, between $17 and $21 right now. And these are made by the same company that makes the Boker Plus. Okay, Sanren Mu. If some of you are probably familiar with them. And so these are going to be basically the same as some of the Boker Plus designs, but usually maybe about 10 to 15% cheaper. Okay. Again, nothing wrong with the classics. And these are great little knives. They are lightweight. This is definitely heavier, definitely takes up more real estate. If you are the kind of person who puts it on your keychain, this is probably going to be more convenient, just because it's not as big and heavy. If this certainly will work on your keychain, or if you just want to throw it in the fifth pocket, I think you're going to get a lot more work done with this. Now, obviously, this is not, some giant cold steel knife, but you can at least do some things that are going to be a little more rough and heavy duty than with this. Anyway, by the way, this is G10 on the scales here, whereas this is just the plastic. So this is going to hold up more than this if you get rough with it. Anyhow, just wanted to share this with you. I really like this knife. I think it's a good alternative to the classic. Now, if you don't need the scissors, the 21 and the 11 are fine also. There's also a 22, which substitutes the scissors for the multi-tool. But I kind of like having the multi-tool because, if you need a bottle opener or something. Anyhow, didn't mean to ramble on quite that long. This is pretty long for one of my videos. But you guys have a good day. Stay sharp, stay safe. I'll catch you next time.